we thought we would play a game with you guys. And today's game is going to be guessing what sound comes from what animal.
It's called Who Said That?
Who said that?
Who said that?
So we are going to be playing some animal noises. We're going to give you guys a chance to comment and see if you get the answers right. And then we will be bringing out the friends that made those noises. So it's going to be really fun. We'll give you some hints for some of those that are a little bit more difficult than others. And I think we should just have an enjoyable time with it. Yeah?
I agree.
Alrighty, so let's see. Who's going first?
I am.
You are? Okay. So
Yep.
I will play the noise.
Yes.
Alright guys, so I'm going to play this first sound. Yep. Alright, listen close. Alright, we'll play it again. Now, those sounds come from a larger type of owl that we have in Florida. We have 5 different species of owls, but that owl is actually called the swamp owl. This is an owl that likes to live in the cypress swamp, and this owl gets its name from the patterns, the stripes that it has all over its body. Do you have any ideas what that owl is called? Go ahead and leave a comment if you know what owl made that sound.
Any guesses?
Any guesses? I don't see any. Here, we'll play the noise again. All right, Miss Crissy, why don't you bring out our friends? Oh my gosh, it's a barred owl. So this is Oliver. Oliver is a barred owl, and that call that you were just hearing was actually Oliver. That is how she sounds. She says, "Who cooks for you? Who cooks for you all?" These guys have overdeveloped vocal cords to allow them to make those kinds of calls, and they actually usually talk in social groups, and they use that call to warn others in their area about predators or let them know, hey, this is my territory, stay away. So that is what that call is. Who cooks for you? Who cooks for you all? Oliver, you want to listen to your sound? Oh. Ollie, who is that? That's you, my love.
So that's what she sounds like. Oliver likes to lay eggs every once in a while. I think we've talked about her before, but she likes to lay eggs. Some animals can just lay unfertilized eggs, some of our birds. And if you watched any of our Easter activities, you saw that we actually painted some of those eggs. Those are some of the eggs we did the Easter egg hunt with. And so we had goose eggs, we had turkey eggs, and then in our Thursday program we talked about different types of eggs. So she had one of those eggs in there. It was kind of ping pong ball shaped and about that size. Now Oliver is here because she is missing one of her wings on this side. You can see she kind of has balance issues. These super fluffy pants on this side are actually what's underneath the wing on that side. So you're not normally able to see. When she flaps these wings, you can actually see she doesn't have the other wing. And so she's not able to provide for herself, go out and find her own food. So she became one of our education animals.
Awesome. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and move on from Miss Oliver. And we'll be going to our next animal, and Miss Crissy will be playing that noise for you all. Did you guys guess the animal right? Did you guess that it was the barred owl?
So our next animal that we're going to be bringing out is a smaller bird. These are all birds. That's our biggest hint of the day. Let me play this one for you. Not that one.
Not that one.
All right, let me play this one for you. Hopefully you can hear that one. That's as loud as the volume will go. I'll play it again. He's making it for you.
There you go. That's your louder voice.
He's giving you the biggest hunt of them all. So this is the smallest, it's the most common falcon found around the U.S. Their colors, when you see males and females, they have different colors. And this looks like a miniature peregrine falcon. So a lot of people will think that this is a baby peregrine falcon, but in reality it is not. Miss Mackenzie, bring them on out. Anyone know who this is? Awesome. This is Warrior. There we go. This is Warrior. He is an American kestrel. There he is making that fantastic noise. Now, he is named Warrior because he came in with an injury. He has that wing injury right there. And he fought really hard to stay with us in the hospital, so he got that appropriate name. We did do a program a little while ago, I think last week, on American kestrels. So you can go back if you want a whole bunch of information about them. But just a few fun facts about them are mostly in their facial features. They have these little black markings on their face because they are diurnal hunters, and those are called their sideburns and their mustache, actually. They would make great bikers. And that also helps them not to have so much sunshine in their eyes. You can actually come closer so they can see his face. There we go. So right there, those are his sideburns and his mustache right there. Now, he is pretty small. I don't know if you can tell on Miss Mackenzie's hand, but he's a really small little falcon, but that also means he's super fierce when he is a predator. So he can go down and he will, most of the time, fly down. Yeah, look at those talons. He will fly down and get most of his prey from grass that is moving on the side of the road when cars fly by. And unfortunately, that's where a lot of their injuries come from. What else?
Well, these guys are really cool. Scientists have discovered how they are able to hunt in groups. And one thing that scientists figured out with these guys when they do go hunting, they actually have learned how to understand when cars are driving past the road. When cars drive, it stirs up all the grasses around the road, and usually in those stirred up grasses, bugs and small mammals will start to kind of frantically find a new spot to hide, and so the kestrels will dive down into those grasses right after a car passes, and that actually will allow them to see all of the little critters they're trying to catch, and it's really amazing. These guys are just so smart, and it's how they kind of have discovered how to hunt with cars in the area. What? You're looking at me. What's up?
So we briefly mentioned that their colors differentiate between the sexes. He is a male, so he's going to have that slate blue-gray on his wings on the side there, as well as on the top of his head. That shows he's really handsome and that he would make an excellent boyfriend for somebody. But the females are going to have more of a chestnut all around. They want to be more camouflage in with the trees so they can have babies in a nest without attracting predators. And so if you see one of these animals up on power lines and things like that, if you look up and you see these little birds flying around and swooping near roadsides, just be driving really careful because they're really awesome birds. So we'll go ahead and put him away.
All right, Warrior, say bye.
So while she's putting him away, I'll come over here so it's not just a voice talking at you, but these birds can actually see in UV light as well. So when rats and mice, which they love to snack on, when they go and they leave a little bit of a urine trail, maybe they got scared or maybe they just don't care, then the kestrels can actually see UV light and they can track the urine trails of their prey so that they don't have to see the exact rat or mouse. They can see maybe the bush that they went into when they were hiding and things like that. So they're very, very smart. All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
So you have the next one.
Yes. Alrighty, so the next one we are bringing out, this is one of my all-time favorite animals to work with. But most of you will probably know who this is. But do you know her call that she makes? So go ahead and give this a listen. Oh, weird one. We'll play it again. Now, have you ever heard that call before? Now, that call does come from another larger bird. This is actually a member of the falcon family, though she may look like she is a hodgepodge of a bunch of different birds. She is one of the larger falcons that we have in the state of Florida, and she is also the national bird of Mexico. So if anybody knows the national bird of Mexico, this is her. And she actually gets her name from her ability to change the color of her face. Now, anybody that was watching Storytime this morning, you met this bird. So, do you know who it is? Do you know what type of bird it is? It's Amanda, the crested Caracara. Now, Amanda the Caracara, she does make that noise to actually talk to her friends around her, just like how Oliver does. She has that call to talk to other Caracaras in the area, let them know there's prey around, there's predators, all that fun stuff. Now, Amanda is a retired falconer's bird, so that is why she is here at the sanctuary. So she is very, very used to people. But of course, when we have her, we still use her on that glove because she is a falcon, she is a bird of prey, she has very sharp talons and a very sharp beak because she is a predator. Now, she usually likes to eat smaller prey items like mice, rats, even smaller birds than her. So with those talons and with that beak, she's actually using them as forks and knives, being able to break up her food into small little pieces. Now, like we said, the Caracara gets her name from the ability to change the color of her face. So right now, Amanda's face is bright orange. She is very happy. She's go-lucky. She's not feeling in any way, shape, or form mad. But if she was, she can actually change the color of her face to be yellow. So if she were upset, if she were trying to possibly take food from vultures, she can change the color of her face to a milky yellow color because that is a defense mechanism. So if you ever see a Caracara with a yellow face, you might want to get out of the way. Another one of their defenses is to throw up on things. So kind of nasty, really gross, but still really cool. Now, Amanda also has extended eyebrow bones right above her eyes to keep the sun out of her eyes, just like a ball cap would. And she also has many dark markings all over her body. Just like a lot of diurnal birds of prey or birds of prey that like to be out in the daytime, they have dark markings all over their bodies. Of course, that is for camouflage and to keep cool, but it's also used to absorb sunlight rather than reflect it into her eyes. It's basically like these birds' pair of built-in sunglasses. With those dark markings that she has, she doesn't have to worry about all of those different sunlight aspects getting into her eyes and possibly blinding her. So that's why she has those different markings. Crissy, anything else?
Well, do you know why they might be found in cow pastures?
Oh, yeah. So they love to be in cow pastures. Caracaras are actually very particular about the areas they live in. They're actually found mostly around Lake Okeechobee in Florida, mainly because that is a really popular spot for them, and they are very particular. If that cow pasture is not perfect, they're not going to stay there, but they do love to go towards different cow pastures because they actually will take cow patties or big piles of cow poop, flip them over, and eat all the little bugs that are inside of that pile of poop. Really disgusting, but also incredibly smart. So really cool of Amanda to do that. So we are going to put Miss Amanda away, and we're going to move on to our last bird. So did you guys get the Caracara correct? Did anybody know that that's what they sounded like? Kind of bizarre sound, but I think it's really cool as well.
They look weird when they do it as well.
Yes, they flip their head backwards and when they make that call, so it's really interesting.
All right. Miss Mackenzie's turn again. I will come on over here, hopefully play our last call. Now, this one actually has two sounds to it. So I'm gonna play the first one, and maybe you know this sound. It is the only kind of native diurnal owl in Florida. That should give you a huge hint if you know anything about owls. But also it collects items to attract its prey, and it lives underground. So think about the owls we have in Florida and listen to this call. She's also making it in real life while Mackenzie gets her out of her kennel. What could this be? All right. So, who is this? Let's see, who could this be? A burrowing owl. This is Mindy. Mindy is a burrowing owl. A little bit lower. There we go. Tilt this up a little bit. There we go. Now, our burrowing owls are the only diurnal owls that we have in Florida. Normally they will be nocturnal, meaning that they are out at nighttime. But Mindy, I said she likes to live underground, and so she's a diurnal bird. She doesn't need to live up in the trees like the other owls do. And she was just making that little chattering call. It's a little bit of a song, but that kind of communicates with other birds in the area. And the other call that we're going to play is a really unusual one, because the most common question that we get about this bird, when you think about, here's a small bird that likes to live underground, what's your first question? It's probably, how do they not get eaten in their burrows? And the answer to that is actually because they can make a really convincing rattlesnake noise. Are you ready for it? It's kind of terrifying, just get ready. Now, I'm just on YouTube. I can actually show you what they look like. Here they are. Those are little burrowing owls making that rattlesnake alarm call. And so these owls will do that. Mindy's trying to bait a little bit right now. That's what it's called when she kind of jumps off the glove. Now, Mindy is pretty new to being an education owl, and so she is still pretty shy and a little bit nervous when she does things like this. But that rattlesnake noise, they've tested it on rats, they've tested it on other animals, and animals can't tell the difference between a burrowing owl and an actual rattlesnake. So if you are a fox, you think Mindy looks delicious, and then you hear a rattlesnake noise coming from that burrow, chances are you're not going to stick your paws or your face down into that burrow to figure it out, because you don't want to get snatched on the nose by that rattlesnake. So that's how they stay safe. Now, we also mentioned that they like to collect items, and what we mean by that is that they go around, they collect bottle caps, they'll collect ribbons, sometimes little bits of shiny plastic, anything they find that looks wonderful, as well as little pieces of animal poop, feces, from other animals, and they will put them at the front of their burrow as kind of a welcome mat. And so other animals will come, other little bugs, dung beetles will come, and they will kind of, I'm done, so, they'll kind of come to whatever she's put out to her front door. They will eat all of those things, and then she automatically has a full bug buffet to herself. It's really cool. What else is cool about Mindy?
Well, a lot of people mistake these guys as screech owls. So here in Florida, like I mentioned, we have 5 species of native owls. Burrowing owls and screech owls are the smallest. This is as big as she gets. Screech owls are actually much smaller than her. But another main difference that they have between screech owls are that these guys have round heads. Screech owls kind of look like great horned owls. Great horned owls get their name from their great horns on top of their head. But screech owls have those little feather tufts on top as well. It's a means to blend in and camouflage with their surroundings. It also kind of shows when they're being attentive. So if you ever see a screech owl or a great horned owl with their feather tufts up, they may be trying to camouflage or they may be trying to watch something. But you'll notice with the burrowing owl, they don't have that feature. They don't need it. When they are blending into their surroundings, they're blending into the dirt in the ground. They are usually covered in dirt. They're a little dirty living underground. So they don't need those feather tufts on top to help them blend in. So that's another big difference between them. Another thing that I find really cool about this owl and some of the others are their eye color. So you'll notice with Mindy, she has a very bright yellow eye. So do great horned owls as well as the screech owls. They all have kind of lighter eyes, and one of the main reasons scientists believe they have those colored eyes are because they're a little bit more diurnal than other owls like Oliver the barred owl or even barn owls. When you look at those types of owls, they have almost black eyes. That's because those owls come out in the darkest parts of night, midnight, when there is absolutely no sunlight around. But with great horned owls and screech owls, they actually love to come out at dawn and dusk. So not broad daylight, but also not midnight pitch black. And of course, the burrowing owl here, her yellow eyes are there because she is completely diurnal. So she is always out in the daytime. She has excellent eyesight in the daytime. So really cool feature about these guys. Yeah, really exciting stuff.
Awesome. So if you ever wanted to know how an owl's focus is, if she really focuses on something and then Mackenzie kind of pulls her hand down a little bit, her neck will stay in the same place. Yeah, it's really, really cool. That's one of my favorite things about burrowing owls especially, is that she looks like she has this super long neck. And when you see pictures of lifting up the feathers of an owl and looking at the really long legs, the burrowing owls have some pretty long legs as well.
Yeah.
All right, so Amanda's sitting pretty over there.
Being a good girl.
Yeah.
Not trying to fly away.
We've got Mindy right here. I hope you enjoyed our Who Said That segment. Hopefully we'll do some more if you guys liked that. And if you have any suggestions, certainly send us a message. If you have any special features you want or anything like that, give them some comments, give us some love, and of course, always give us some donations. We really appreciate that from our Facebook, from our website. We're working hard, so we do appreciate you.
Yeah.
All
you
right.
guys make us happen. So
Yeah.
keep it up.
So thank you so much, and we will see you soon.